Good day, my name is Angelo. This is Nation Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel. Back to the business of the day. There has been an expose that has called out Nigerian billionaire Aliko Dangote. We all thought that Dangote was very clean, but this particular expose file would shock you down to your spines. Now, let's start from the genesis. Recall that on the 30th day of July, 2023, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, newly elected into office or newly sworn in into office, accordingly and accurately appointed one Mr. Jim Obaze, who is a chartered accountant and a consulting accountant and also he was the former Chief Executive Officer of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria from November 2010 to January 2017. That means he actually has a wide expanse of experience when it comes to the account process and the reconciling of account details and transactions of the Nigerian government over time, over the years. Now, this man, Jim Obaze, was allegedly appointed to probe the activities, the irregularities, and the irreconcilable transactional records of the Central Bank of Nigeria under suspended and erstwhile Governor Godwin Emefiele, who is now on bail. Now, Jim Obaze constituted a committee which he called the Jim Obaze Committee. This particular committee delved not just into the CBN but other sub-institutions that are affiliated to the Central Bank of Nigeria, other financial institutions that are affiliated to the CBN. All right. Now, during this report, when the Jim Obaze report came out, that is the aftermath of the report and the probe by the Jim Obaze Committee, there were lots of names that were found on this particular report, names that were linked to the irregular transactions and the fraud that was masterminded by Godwin Emefiele in the Central Bank of Nigeria, draining to tons and whooping millions of Nigerian naira and dollars. All right, it was actually an enormous fraudulent transaction over the years. One name that popped up, very popular amongst this list in the Jim Obaze report, was Aliko Dangote. Aliko Dangote was allegedly, exposed to have been owing the country $3.4 billion. And this was illegitimate because it was a transactional movement between himself and Godwin Emefiele while he was the governor of Central Bank. So we laid our hands on a particular source in the State House, in the Aso Villa, who exposed the activities of Dangote and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. According to our source in the Aso Rock, he said recently he has exposed, or he came up to tell us how Aliko Dangote has been lobbying around Aso Villa in order to see Bola Ahmed Tinubu over the $3.4 billion that was allegedly siphoned from the Central Bank of Nigeria through former Governor Godwin Emefiele, all included in the Jim Obaze report. So this Jim Obaze report was allegedly very, very enormous, and it covered lots of criminal records of lots of influential and well-to-do Nigerians. So let's start with Aliko Dangote. This particular expose is on Aliko Dangote, so we would know his activities and we would know how well the Nigerian government would go, to recover these funds, because people who are rich already should not take our public funds. Nigerians need these funds, not Nigerians that are very comfortable. Nigerians who are on the streets, Nigerians who need justice, Nigerians who need employment, Nigerians who need a comfortable life. Please, let's unravel this particular mystery together. For a few months now, billionaire businessman Aliko Dangote has been struggling to meet with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, according to sources from the Aso Villa, in order to plead for a soft landing over the Jim Obaze Committee report. Jim Obaze, the same accountant, investigative accountant that was contracted by Bola Ahmed Tinubu in order to probe the activities of the Central Bank of Nigeria under suspended Governor Godwin Emefiele. This committee report by Jim Obaze was said to have indicted Aliko Dangote for allegedly siphoning $3.4 billion from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, under Godwin Emefiele. Although Aliko Dangote was said to have succeeded in meeting Tinubu at the villa recently, the meeting, which insiders in the Aso villa exposed didn't last for more than 5 minutes, did not yield any positive report or result for the billionaire. Aliko Dangote had also chased after Tinubu at a mosque recently, but received cold shoulders from Bola Ahmed Tinubu. An insider in the Aso villa confirmed to us that the billionaire Aliko Dangote might stand prosecution if the funds are not returned in due time. Already, the Jim Obaze committee is said to have been receiving death threats from very highly placed members of the society who have been indicted for various financial crimes. Alright, Aliko Dangote is not safe there. Well, if what we heard from the Aso Rock from our sources is anything to go by, that means the Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led government has kept a deadline for Aliko Dangote to pay up the $3.4 billion debt he siphoned from the central bank through Godwin Emefiele, or face the risk of being charged or being indicted. This is a case I'm going to put my ears, eyes, and all my senses on, because I will be so interested to continue with the expose of this case. Secondly, on the by-elections that were conducted in Imo State, Kogi State, and Bayelsa State respectively, former governor of Rivers State Nyesom Wike, now Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, has reacted to Dino Melaye emerging a loser at the polls, talking about the gubernatorial elections in Kogi State. Nyesom Wike is at it again versus Dino Melaye. Sometime few months ago, they came at loggerheads online, and where Dino Melaye had to sing for him and all that. But this time around, it is Nyesom Wike's turn to laugh. All right, because he feels in this interview that Dino Melaye has nothing. He has nothing to show that would make him contend for the seat of governor of Kogi State. He feels that Dino Melaye doesn't have what it takes, and he doesn't qualify for the seat of the Kogi State governor. He said lots of other things about Dino Melaye, which will shock you. Please stay tuned.
We are talking about governance of a state, and we are not talking about drama. You know what we're talking about? We're talking about governance of a state. For Christ's sake, PDP presents such a candidate, and you mean that Kogi people want development? You see, let us stop this idea that it's from Kogi. It's okay. Take for example anybody from Lagos State, because election then Lagos people will just go and vote for you because you're from Lagos. That can be serious.
Are you saying Dino doesn't have?
Dino does not have what it takes. For Christ's sake, for crying out loud. What is he going to do? He knows me very well. He knows.
What disqualifies him?
He does not have what it takes to be a governor at all. It's not by coming to add drama on television. No, it's not that. It's not by coming to arise to abuse the wicked. It's not that. Ask Jido when he said we were running for governorship. Saraki brought it to me. He knows what I'm talking about. He knows. How can you tell me such persons will be governor of the state? I've just ended that. He's watching. He knows. I don't know the word to use now, and so that was too harsh.
He's been a long-standing politician, Your Excellency.
What do you call?
He has also worked
do you
for
call?
the PDP, and groups are also working for him in Kogi State.
What did he work?
He was close to you.
He wasn't close to me.
Close to you as
He was not close to me. No, he was not close to me. Listen, when Saraki bought him, and so he was.
Go ahead, Your Excellency.
I mean, Gino should do what to be governor of the Kogi, and people of Kogi will go and vote.
Senator Saraki brought him to
if
you.
Saraki is watching this, then he will laugh very well.
Yes, he
So
brought
what
him to you.
transpired?
Don't worry, I will not go to. Do you know what happened? So
Let's
at that time,
you're creating suspense.
at that time he was following Saraki. So one day, when Atiku Abubakar came back from Dubai after the 2019 election, so it was in my house here. So they came in the night. Who did I see? I called my son. I said, what's going on? Have you abandoned the Saraki? I think about characters I should talk about at all. He asked Senator Mao Ohabuwa when I was running for this presidential election. What did the Dino tell me? Ask Senator Mao Ohabuwa. What was that? And you are telling me now that PDP wants to win the election, and what you will do is to give ticket to Dino Melaye, and you say that tomorrow that you were rigged when you have already started rigging yourself. I mean, if a party, and that's what I said, is this party serious at all? Do they really want to win the election, or they just want to present a candidate? Are we saying that we want to win an election, or we want to have a candidate? There are two things there. There are two things. As a party, you watch the ruling party. What did they do? Where have they picked their candidate? What is the strategy? What are we going to do? You don't just come because, oh, Dino was the one abusing people on behalf of your party. Therefore, that entitles him to fly the flag of the party in Kogi State.
Are you alleging, Your Excellency, that plans are afoot to ensure that Senator Dino Melaye becomes the governorship candidate?
That's very obvious. It's very obvious. And that's why I don't talk, that's why when you talk about are you about the leadership of the party should know. Do you love this party? If you love this party, will you sit down and allow this? Because he was your what do you call it? He was your attack dog,
Okay.
who can abuse anybody. So that's a compensation. You are going for an election, opposition party, where you can sit down and say, look, how do we challenge this party? Have they done well? Yes or no? Now, how do we take away power from them? For Christ's sake. And don't just come and tell me because do you know what attack or anybody who challenge you, do you know we are abusing, dramatize it, and then now let us compensate you.
Excellency, you are not from Kogi State, so
I don't need to come from
excuse something you are not.
Excuse me.
But then, because it's an off-cycle election, it's supposed to be a national project. Are you saying you will not be involved in that process if Senator Dino Melaye becomes?
Do you need to ask me that kind of question? Do you need to ask me?
I don't think
Are you not aware that I will not do that? Are you not aware?
Okay, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still Nation Voice Tower. I will quickly talk about the Wike video. Wike is not happy with Dino Melaye right from the time they began their controversy together. So I'm not surprised that this is coming from him. But it is coming from somebody that is of the same party with Dino Melaye. Wike will soon switch to the APC. Mark this. I am telling you, mark this somewhere. Wike will soon switch to the All Progressive Congress. I would not be shocked if I see that. Because throwing fire at Dino Melaye, yes, we know, well, who knows, but nobody knows about competence unless you try such people. We've seen people who were public office holders in the past, but ended up not, meeting up to requirements while being given an opportunity as governor, minister, or any other higher position, right, in government. So Dino Melaye has tried that, but he has failed to clutch the gubernatorial seat of Kogi State Government House. That is so sad. And this time around, Nyesom Wike has come at him with lots of words. He came for the jugular. Yes, let me use that idiom, all right? So I would wait to see the reaction of Dino Melaye over time. Finally, I would love to touch also the aftermath of the by-elections in these three states. Now, reasons have actually been given for us to believe that the elections were rigged in almost all the states, especially with glaring evidences in the public space. All right. Thus, reactions have followed the gubernatorial elections that took place in Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa states, respectively, on Saturday, the 11th day of November 2023. The level of electoral misconduct and violence was actually overwhelming, according to endless evidences that were actually provided in the public space. Talking about this, I have Professor Anthony Kila, who is the Director General of the Center for International and Advanced Professional Studies. He actually feels that it's abnormal and obscure for violence and rigging to dominate our electoral process. Stay tuned for this Professor Kila.
I am very worried that we are dealing with abnormal issues as if they're normal issues. It's something that is bad, not just for our democracy, but even bad for our psychic, generally speaking. I would want viewers to very calmly follow me in this conversation and to suspend their partisan position. Because when it comes to issues like this, one of the things that worries me in the country is that partisan politics seems to have taken more from us as a people than it has given us. And it has given us a lot, but overall it has taken a lot from us. And one of the things that partisan politics has taken from us is our mode of reasoning. Because of partisan politics, we're now in a situation in this country where normal, reasonable, even respectable human beings struggle to see wrong and right very easily. Everything is dependent on their political position. Normal, respectable, reasonable citizens can accept what is unacceptable, all in the name of partisan politics. That is a very dangerous trend, not just for democracy, but for progress and for our psychic as a people. Now, we talk about violence, we talk about rigging, we talk about disagreement in the electoral process. Please, dear Nigerians, this is not normal. It is not normal for rigging and violence to be. It is not normal for disagreement to be in a process. You can disagree on who you vote for, but we should not disagree on the process of voting and the number of votes. That is not a normal thing. That is criminal. You see, we treat this thing as if it's some kind of accident, as if it's some kind of mysterious occurrence in nature. But it is not. These are deliberate, mischievous, criminal acts perpetuated by some people to defraud the rest of us. I really think we need to sit down and look at this thing the way they are. And I'm going to deal with this without looking at who's involved politically at all, without looking at any partisan side of the thing. How can any normal human being in a process argue that what is going on is wrong and you say, no, let me finish it. Then you go and contest it later. It doesn't make sense. We should be able to there and then see what is wrong and adjust it and say, hang on a second, what are you talking about? But the problem here is that nobody is talking out of interest for institution, out of passion for truth. Both sides, everybody is talking from an interested partisan side. I think if we really want to get this country forward, we need what I call the ANC, Association of Non-Contenders. We need people who are not interested in any partisan side to relook at what our country needs to do, because this truly is unsustainable.
Right, I agree with him 100%. Professor Kila has really killed it. Yes, he has really showed us and told us where the shoe pinches most. And I would say again that these particular elections, if INEC would allow things to be the way it's supposed to be in the right manner, then the elections should be reconducted or the elections should be cancelled. That is the point, because the same thing that happened during the presidential elections is the same thing that is happening unless INEC is telling us that this is the new template for elections. Then, trust me, 2027, you will see lots of politicians that will take this pattern and take this template. But we hope that things don't get bad out of hand. That is what we hope, and we also feel and we pray that the commission is revitalized and swept, cleansed of bad eggs, hence to enhance transparency in our electoral process. Thank you so much for staying this far. Please like our videos, share them. Don't forget to drop a comment for us in the comment section. Please don't forget to also tap the subscribe button. And if you want to always see me for the first time, or see me quickly, or you want to be among the first viewers who would watch my video when I drop an update, please tap the notification bell so that you will get that sound when I drop a new content. See you next time. Bye.